earlier this year, I had an incident where my license plates were stolen from my car.
Yeah.
Right, and there was a big controversy about that.
That was in Belgrade, though, right?
No, it was here in
Here,
Zagreb.
but with the Belgrade.
With the Belgrade plates,
Yeah.
And that was extremely disheartening, and it was kind of one of those moments where I just kind of thought to myself, well, I don't know. It was very...
It's really normal.
I was disturbed by it, to say the least. And of course, it became this huge news story or whatever, and I went to a restaurant that I had never been to before, and the food was excellent. We ate, and it was great. And then when it came time to pay, I go, we're ready for the bill. And the waiter comes back and he says, "This is for you." And he had taken a piece of paper and drawn a license plate. He had made a license plate for me and he gave it to me. And he says, the food's on us.
That's dope.
It's free. Welcome to Croatia. And
that's dope. It never happens to me, though, in my own country, but that's dope.
Well, I was like, that's a really nice thing.
Yeah.
And that sort of sentiment where it's like, for every negative thing, there's just a positive thing that just really... it just makes it all worth it.
Yeah, let me just ask you, because we mentioned food a couple of times, just a short answer. What's your favorite Croatian dish?
And that was my question.
But you know what's funny? I was in Belgrade yesterday on a podcast as well, on a different podcast.
Vaso's, right?
Yes, Vaso's podcast. And he asked me, what's your favorite? And you know what I told him? I said, the best cevapi I've ever had was in Zagreb, actually.
Okay.
There's this place, Stari Kotac.
Awesome. I knew it, that you would say it.
And they just nail it. And I go there all the time. I love that place. And so it's like, I've had a few people come through here every time I'm with friends, or I've got people visiting or whoever. That's always where I take them. And it's just like, I eat cevapi a lot, all the time. I like cevapi.
Yeah.
But here in Zagreb, at that place specifically, I couldn't say, oh, the best cevapi is in Zagreb, but that place.
Yeah.
And they're gonna get, and they don't even need this as a plug for me because they're always busy.
Yeah. They have a couple of spots, I think, like 2 spots.
But and the thing is it's like stuffed with cheese. That's the one I like.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. If you're talking just like straight up, just like the quality of the meat. I mean, in Bosnia, when it comes to meat quality, they put in the time.
You gotta watch about these things.
People are suffering in Bosnia in the kitchen.
You can start a war, man.
You look into Croatian kitchen and people in there are relatively normal. They're just kind of working like workers do.
Yeah.
You go to a kitchen in Bosnia, you look in, they're sweating. They got no shirts on. They're just like, they look like they're slaves.
Yeah, that's great. I want that for my food.
Yeah, they're slaving away on that food, and you can taste
like
it.
Like the chest hair on my food and stuff.
Man, that's the best. That's authentic.
That's the best.
That's authentic.
I want sweat on my cevapi.
That is authentic. The salt from the sweat, it makes it especially.
The tears. Yes, I want that one.
Yeah.
But what about like sarma and stuff?
Sarma is one that I'll order at restaurants often, and I'll order it because you can't really get it everywhere. But that homemade, that's another one that you kind of got to slave for. I made an attempt to make sarma when I was back in America, and I learned the suffering that goes into that as well. I think that's the best food comes from suffering.
Yeah, of course.
It's a labor of love. Is what they say.
I don't know if I'll say it right, but like stuffed peppers, right?
Punjene paprika.
Punjene paprika. Yeah.
Yes,
you like that one?
I had that for the first time when I moved here, actually. And you guys love your peppers, don't you?
Oh yeah.
We don't really have peppers where I come from. Yeah. Not really. It's not really a thing. But I've started to get into it. I can enjoy punjene paprika, but ajvar I still don't get. I still haven't been able to enjoy ajvar yet. And I try it every time it's placed in front of me. I'll try it.
What the fuck?
Because I think maybe this is the one, but I
What's wrong with you?
I can't do it. I'm American.
You're too American.
Too American.
It will take you about I say about 2 more years.
But what's funny is when I first got here, I was always trying like the most exotic, like, oh, I've never tried that before, I never tried this before. I'm trying to try new things all the time. But now that I've been here a while, I'm like, Pleskovica. Like that's what I'll have.
Yeah, that's dope also. Stari Kotač has a good pljeskavica. The one with, ono koju smo mi jeli kad smo stibali. Šarena.
Mislim se šarena zove.
How do you say šarena in English?
Šarena.
Many colors. Many colors.
With the many colors, the rainbow. LGBTQ.
Not really, no. Pljeskavica, yeah, not a thing. Not a thing in Croatia. But yeah, like but did you know, like many times when people come here from all around, not just the States, from all around, like it takes some time to get used to the food. Like did it like kind of...
No, listen, I remember when I first moved here, I remember one time I sat down. I don't know exactly where it was, but I remember the feeling very well.
Yeah.
I was with a bunch of people and we had the barbecue, the platter set out with all the different meats and the stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And I was eating it and I was like, this is delicious. This is amazing. And when I finished it, I was feeling pretty good. And then I got back to my Airbnb for that night and I just threw up everything. I was just throwing up like the whole night. And it wasn't like food poisoning, I don't think, because it was just brief. It was, I wasn't sick the whole day, but it's just like something in my body was just rejected it. Was just like, this isn't, I don't like this. And my taste likes it, but my stomach does not. And funny enough, after living here for almost a year, I went to Chicago to do some business there. And I love Mexican food. Yeah. And so I went to a Mexican place and it was like the same experience, right? And I was like, no! I go back and I have the food I love. I have the Mexican food at a Mexican restaurant and my body's like, nope.
Did you like get the experience?
I like Balkan food now.
Yeah. You are a Balkan now. But did you like get the experience like that the food out here is like a bit more fresh than the food there?
Yes, States? But fresh in maybe kind of has a earthy flavor. In America, we get used to take for example something I still can't eat to this day. I cannot eat the eggs here in Croatia, in the Balkans at all. They make me sick. Just straight up. I cannot eat the eggs. They taste different than in the United States, and my stomach does not like them.
Yeah.
And that's just one of those things. Our eggs are white in America.
Yeah.
The shells are white. And those are things that it's like, I just can't control that. You know?
No, you can, of course. Yeah.
And the milk took me a really long time to get used to now. I'm over that now. I can drink the milk here, but at first it was kind of like, this doesn't taste right, and this isn't, what I'm used to. So there's kind of natural products. But it's funny, you guys really care here, and like I said, you go to Bosnia and they especially care. I feel like they care the most about the quality of the meat, right?
Yeah.
If you're having meat, it's got to have certain qualities about it that you can tell, like, yes, this is real, this is organic, this is,
the texture and
feels
everything.
Like it was butchered out back in the backyard.
But I like Serbian barbecue and stuff, like Serbian meat. And when we were in Belgrade last year, it was great experience.
Yeah, and in southern Serbia. Yes, Leskovac. I was in Leskovac and I had, oh my gosh, their meat there and their barbecue and everything. They just, they nail it. Fond memories from Leskovac and eating there. But in America, we don't really care. What we do care about is sauce. We have a lot of sauce.
Yeah.
And so if you were to go to somebody's house and they were to prepare a barbecue, usually they would have a wide variety of sauces to use. And that is what matters, is do you have a good sauce? And the quality of the meat is completely secondary.
That's not how it's supposed to be.
You can't taste the quality of the meat very much when you cover it in
7
sauce.
sauces on.
Yeah, when you cover it in sauce. And so, but that's like a big thing about like, have you ever had like a steak sauce, like an American steak sauce? We have a brand called A1. It's very,
I like it though.
It's very intense. It's a very strong sauce. And it completely masks the flavor of the meat. Completely, totally.
Yeah. I would say kind of enhances it though.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love steak
it too.
sauce.
Yeah. Like.
And on my next trip to America, I might grab some and bring it back with me because you can't find it here.
No.